Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
This is The Mighty starring BJ and Migs mornings.
Because, hey, at least once a day, you should experience a BJ.
You know, I'm ready for my BJ.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. And once again, man, we've done it. We've teamed up with Washington State Council of Firefighters in Operation Warm this holiday season. We're back with Coats for Kids, and boy, Rockaholics have delivered in the first day.
Dude, we are $500 away from hitting $10,000 raised in just really a little over 24 hours since we started the Coats for Kids program. That is incredible. The Rockaholics, BJ, the anonymous person, I don't know who this anonymous guy or girl is, but they keep sending us a lot of money because Anonymous sent us $430.
Whoa.
Anonymous sent us $100. Anonymous sent us $200.
Wow.
It's like, Anonymous, you're really nice.
Thank you, Anonymous.
And also shout out to Shannon and Bubba Porter. They joined the 69 Club, donating $69, as did Melissa Miller. Nice. All you have to do is donate $69 and you're part of our prestigious club, the 69 Club.
It's a very nice club to be a part of. Yes. And again, I mean, you're doing so much for the kids because that $69, man, that'll put more than 3 coats on a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's fantastic. All it takes is $20 to put a brand new coat on a Washington State child that needs one. We are trying to raise $50,000 since, of course, this is the last month of our 50th anniversary. So we want to go out with a bang. That's 2,500 coats. We think we can do it. And, the Rockaholics have shown, man, they're ready to do it. Wow.
We're at $9,600.
Wow.
We don't stop talking until we hit 50,000, right, BJ?
And don't forget. We definitely could we could extort them that way.
Yes.
Taylor Driving School and UMass Global also are matching donations up to $1,000 each. So want to thank them. It is Coats for Kids presented by Palace Law. You want to donate? $1. Even $1 is good if you can do that. If you can't donate anything, please share it on your socials. All the info and where you can make the donation, KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B Migs, don't be a loser. B Migs, you're a loser.
It is time to be Migs. And it's Wednesday, so there'll be some whacking instead.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then. All right.
Steve, you seem to be a little distracted over there.
I'm just laughing because earlier we were talking about the New Jersey Devils jersey and how it says Jersey on it, and I was joking about it. Like, it looks like one of those ones where you can make your own custom jersey for your team, and it always has, like, the word team in the font, and you can just change it. Yeah. First thing I open up Facebook, there's a targeted ad, and it just says custom embroidered jerseys now available. And what is the logo on the front? It says team.
Wow, just like that. Facebook knows you.
They know you, and also I want to buy one that just says team.
Right?
I want one that says team, one that says jersey. I want the hat that says hat.
One that says sweater.
I want pants that say pants.
Yep.
Just so I know exactly where everything goes. Let's get to our contestant today. We got Jake in Tacoma. Jake, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye.
Whack it.
For those playing at home, Jake will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Jake, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Which artist made history in 2020 as the youngest winner of the Grammy's 4 main categories?
Oh, pass.
Which non-alcoholic syrup is made from pomegranate juice?
Grenadine.
Yes. Who is the oldest Kardashian sister?
Kim?
No.
Pass.
On a map, which state is located directly west of Louisiana?
Ooh, Texas.
Yes. What was the first movie Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan co-starred in?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
What was the first movie Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan co-starred in?
Sleepless in Seattle? No, pass.
What suspect in the standard game of Clue has the same name as a bird?
What?
Which suspect in a game of Clue has the
Miss Peacock.
Yes.
Peacock.
Which actor voiced both Darth Vader and the Lion King's Mufasa?
Ooh, damn, I know that one. Oh, man, pass.
Oh, ran out of time there. Sounds like it's a little tag team on there. And
Not impressive.
3 correct.
Not impressive.
Is that your Darth Vader there, buddy?
That's the worst one. That's the best.
That wasn't very good.
I
right
cannot
there
do
on
his
that one.
voice. His voice is amazing.
Well, I mean, it's using a voice changer, so
Well,
I got to give you a little bit of a thing there.
Yeah, but even still, he's got a great voice.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, it is,
Yeah, you got a squeaky voice. He got a deep voice. It ain't gonna really pan out.
Yeah, I can. Basically, if I try really hard, I sound like Bane, and that's the best I can do.
From Batman.
I'm trying to sound like Darth Vader.
Steve, you're back. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Which artist made history in 2020 as the youngest winner of the Grammy's 4 main categories?
Oh, I'm going to go Billie Eilish.
Yes. Nice. What non-alcoholic syrup is made from pomegranate juice?
Syrup. Cranberry.
No. That'd be cranberry juice. No.
Pomaboo.
No. Who is the oldest Kardashian sister?
Is that Chloe?
No.
Kim.
No.
Courtney.
Yes. Nice. On a map, which state is located directly west of Louisiana?
Arkansas.
No.
Mississippi.
No.
Texas.
Yes. What was the first movie Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan co-starred in?
You've Got Mail.
No.
Sleepless in Seattle.
No.
Joe versus the Volcano.
Yes. What
Nice.
suspect in the standard game of Clue has the same name as a bird?
Professor Peacock.
No.
Mr. Peacock.
No.
Birdie Bird McBurdison.
No. Which actor voiced both Darth Vader and the Lion King's Mufasa?
James Earl Jones.
Yes. The sousaphone is a marching band version of what symphony instrument?
A xylophone.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You win 5-3. Damn it. Sorry, Jake, and your unnamed buddy.
Yeah. Didn't work.
Did you need a?
I did not think I was going to do well.
You did all right, and enough to get a win. So
That's
I mean,
all
that's all that matters. Yeah, absolutely. Jake did know that the non-alcoholic syrup that's made from pomegranate juice is the grenadine.
Grenadine. Duh.
Yep. Which is a great addition to the drink, the Black Opal. Which we've talked about before, but
I'm not a fan of grenadine.
Yeah, and by itself, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had like a drink where it's like that was like a prominent ingredient. I was like, nah, never going to have that again.
And you were really close with the standard game of Clue. I was looking for Mrs. Peacock.
Mrs. Peacock.
Like if you would have just like yelled Peacock, I would have had to have given it to you.
Right.
But you kept adding the wrong
professor. Well, do we know if she was a professor or not?
No, we don't. We only know she was a Mrs.
Well, in the movie, maybe they explained it a little bit more, but I haven't watched that in a decade
Rev,
or two.
I don't think you would have had to give it to him if they just yelled Peacock, because I think it's the full name that is the character in that particular instance. I would have backed you on saying you wanted the Mrs.
See, but then you would have yelled at me for allowing it, which is what I would have done. So
that's what I'm saying. But I think sometimes you worry about me, but in the game, that's the full character's name. Like you couldn't just say Plum, right? You'd have to say Professor Plum, wouldn't you?
See, I don't know.
That's the thing. I'm thinking about it right now.
Yeah,
and
I'm trying to think.
No, because we all
case
know
by case.
It's Colonel Mustard. I mean, that's the name of the character. It's you have to say the full name.
I know you got to give him his just.
Otherwise, Green. If you just
what if
say
I said
Green,
Mr. Mustard? He is a Mister.
Yeah, but it's not. The characters like it's Mr. Green, it's Colonel Mustard, it's Professor Plum. Those are the names of the characters.
That is their names. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And then the last one, the sousaphone is the marching band version of
trumpet.
No, bigger.
Tuba.
Tuba.
Really?
Yeah, the sousaphone is gigantic. And props to anybody who's ever had to carry something like that. I don't think I could have ever done
huge.
That. Congratulations on your win, Steve.
You got to feel
Good job,
for the parents of the kid that decides to play the tuba.
Yes.
Yeah, really. I mean, I don't know what's worse, drums or tuba. It's a tough one to call.
Or, I mean, really, any of those, like violin, like the early years of learning how to play a violin, that's got to suck to have to hear that in your house.
Yeah, but then any woodwind instrument also, because we had Joey who he tried to learn the recorder and the flute, and he was doing hot cross buns, but it was just like death cross buns every time he did it.
But do you feel like a flute, a clarinet, I feel like they could go into a room far from you and you won't really hear it because it doesn't cut through as much. But like a trumpet, it's impossible to really lower that.
Yeah, you got to have thick doors for all of it. But you're right, Steve.
Yeah.
Definitely a trumpet is a little more difficult than a clarinet or a flute.
The violin is like a screeching sound, especially when you don't know how to play it.
When we redid our house, I asked for the thick doors for that reason, because I remember it's like you couldn't go anywhere. Hot cross buns. I'm like, I'm going to.
Wow.
Even if the kid gets it right, it's still making me crazy. I don't want to hear it anymore. So, yeah. Hey, the Mariners. We talked about this earlier. The Mariners are starting to get people very, very excited. Probably, partly due to the fact that the Seahawks are getting nobody excited and they're just getting people agitated. But the Mariners have made some big moves over the last couple of days, and we're going to chat with former pitcher, now analyst, Ryan Roland Smith. Hi.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Oh my gosh, it's been too long since I've been on a bike.
I really like it. Living a healthy life free of gambling problems is a lot of fun and a nice change of pace.
Did you say race?
No. Yes.
Reconnect with yourself and the ones you love. If gambling is creating a problem for you, there's hope and help. For more information, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org. That's evergreencpg.org.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Will join us at 9:17 on The Rock. 99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BJ, very excited to have our next guest on, especially with all the exciting things that are happening with the Seattle Mariners. Please welcome to the show, Ryan Roland Smith.
He's back. What's up, Hyphen?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Great, man. How are you?
Man, we're doing good.
I'm doing great. I think obviously some exciting news. I feel like too. Last time I spoke to you guys, the Mariners were a game out from making their first playoffs in 20 years, and I do remember this. And you guys mentioned it as well. I used to call. You guys used to call me every opening day. We used to talk about the season, and there was always some good vibes. And then the one year that we didn't talk, it was 2010. And it didn't go too well. So I think we need to keep this up. This is good mojo right here.
You are absolutely right. And I may have culped like a son of a gun because I realized are we responsible for this? This drought.
You are, yes.
It's us.
That's right.
You're absolutely. And hey, by the way, man, if you don't know, you can. Ryan Roland Smith, of course, great analyst on Root Sports for the Seattle Mariners. He also can be tweeted at @-18. Don't forget his podcast that he does with his fellow statesman, really, Grant Balfour and Ryan Roland Smith have a podcast called The Top Step. New episode came out yesterday, and Ryan, this has been like a Seahawks exciting, Sounders exciting, Storm exciting town for a long time because, those three franchises have done such a great job at, playing, putting winners on the field, on the pitch, on the court. The Mariners have been struggling and rebuilding and then have taken some steps back. But now, man, the Sounders are they're already out of the playoffs. The Seahawks are having a disastrous season. We got a hockey team that is fun to watch and looking like they're starting to get
killing it now. BJ, they're killing it.
They're getting their stride or their skate. But
right.
Boy, oh boy, the Mariners, they had an amazing season, one game short, and we're like, oh yeah, well we're used to that, aren't we? But then they turn around and sign arguably the best available player, at least pitcher anyway, that you can get. That and they don't stop there when they get Adam Frazier, who's an all-star second baseman. Ryan, this team, this looks like we really have a reason to cheer.
Yeah, you're right. And you mentioned a couple other sports, obviously the Sounders, the Seahawks. You're talking about a sport where, or like a league where you can't rebuild. This is what I hate about baseball, and this is hopefully something they're going to correct with this new collective bargaining agreement coming up, that all these teams, they go into this rebuild mode. I can't stand it, man. It should be every year you're going hard to try and win. But the fact that the Mariners, yes, they did the rebuild for the last couple of years, and they don't always work out, but now all of a sudden, regardless of what you think of Robbie Ray, if it's a situation, because put it this way, guys, I don't know about for you guys, but for me, I always get hit up on social media, or I have to talk on these baseball channels or on MLB Network, and I have to dive in and break down Robbie Ray with a fine-tooth comb. I don't care. All this tells me, and you mentioned the best available pitcher. You got Max Scherzer, who there's only going to be three teams that are going to pay $43 million a year for him. The best available guy for the Mariners to go get, they went and got. So a couple things on that. Number one, it tells you that when you're looking at this rebuild or this drought or whatever, it's time. It's just an exclamation point to say, this is the off-season, we're getting after it. And they're going to make more moves. Now, it's going to be a little bit of time before they can, just because of this lockout. And we can talk about that as well, which is crazy. But the fact that the front office was able to pull that off, a couple of reasons. Number one, because, yes, it means they're ready to roll for 2022. I love it. They've got this really good young core. You need that foundation of young players that are just going to keep popping up. And the other part, too, let's not forget, when we talked last time, they were heading into a situation where they're 90-plus wins and they're really close. And everyone's like, they can just make a big splash this offseason. It's not that simple. There's a recruiting process that goes into this as well. I've talked, on my podcast, I've had these guys who have been through this free agent process. It's not just, unless you give them these players offers that they just can't refuse, which is never a good idea, you have to do a little bit of recruiting. So it comes into, okay, are the Mariners going to be able to pull some of these big free agents and woo them to come to the Northwest? Well, Robbie Ray mentioned this morning that one big conversation he had was with Mitch Haniger. And Mitch said, listen, man, we've got something good going on. And that kind of got him across the line because, there's a good 5 or 6 teams that were also in on Robbie Ray. He won the Cy Young last year. Right? Yeah. So when you hear stuff like that, first of all, Mitch Haniger is pushing to get it across the line. I'm sure there's other players as well. The Mariners were able to do their little quote-unquote recruiting to get him here. Wasn't a crazy deal either. Look, it's a 5-year deal, but there's an opt-out after 3 years. It's just everything. It just screams that they're ready to roll for the next couple of years, which is super exciting.
Yeah, I can imagine if you're like a free agent, I think that means a lot when you see a team's like, wow, they just went out and got the Cy Young Award winner. Maybe it's the team I should pay attention to that maybe they would have said no to before that.
Absolutely. And okay, so you look at the Texas Rangers, right? They just signed Corey Seager to a 10-year deal, which I'm kind of shocked he got a 10-year deal. I know he's good.
That's nuts.
It's nuts, man. The guy, they had to go out and pay the guy literally just $2 or $3 million a year lower than the best player, Mike Trout. insane. Like, and then they've also got another guy, Marcus Simeon. So a team like the Texas Rangers have to go out and just go nuts because they don't have that recruiting system in place. And what I mean by that is other teammates or other buzz around the team saying this team's ready to play, ready to win. And I get it, man. Money talks. But when you have a situation, like I said, there would have been other offers very similar in dollar value for Robbie Ray, 100%. The Mariners were willing to go maybe just that extra year, that fifth year, or they had just enough push, enough buzz going on for what they're about to do. Because, look, man, these guys want to win. You don't want to go somewhere where you're going to win 40, 50 games a year and you're making a ton of money, be miserable, then you're going to get traded away in a couple of years anyway, you know?
Yeah, and we're talking to Ryan Rowland-Smith. We're talking about the Seattle Mariners and the two big moves they've made, picking up AL Cy Young winner Robbie Ray, a terrific pitcher who pitched in the American League. That's the other thing I love about it. Like, you talk about Matt Scherzer, but I like the idea that, a lot of these National League pitchers, now it may change because, the DH and everything, but a lot of these National League pitchers get to, pad their stats a little bit because they have to face the pitcher and not a DH.
For sure.
So I like that Robbie Ray proved that, hey, listen, he won the Cy Young in the American League. That's pretty darn. That's pretty good accomplishment. And they got Adam Frazier as well.
Yeah, and just on Robbie Ray real quick, let's not forget in the AL East as well. I mean, he's pitched with the Blue Jays up against the Yankees, the Red Sox. That's a tough, not only obviously talent-wise you're pitching against, but, it's high stakes over there. We all know those big markets.
And the Rays, who, of course, they've been the elite of that division. Everybody talks about the Yankees and Red Sox, but really the Rays have been the elite team in that division for a couple of years now.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's not. You're right. To win the Cy Young in the American League East, and it's not one of those three teams. It's a guy from the Jays. That says something.
Hey, one more thing on Robbie Ray too, for all your listeners. I do love. This is a little different to diving into what pitch Arsenal. This is more important to me. I love the skinny jeans too. I don't know if you've paid attention.
Dude, I've seen that on social media. People are like having a blast with that.
He's got the tight pants. He's a tight ass pants. He pitched in Seattle. I was like, is this guy like just messing around, or is this like his look? I was with my kids, and it's funny, man. I got my 6-year-old daughter, and I'm literally about to say, because I'm trying to point out stuff to her for the game. I'm like, I was looking at my wife saying, hey, is he cracking jokes with these pants? Is this real? But, hey, I love it, man. It's great. I love the look.
Yeah, so the Mariners social media page had like a funny GIF where they put his face over someone that's wearing like super white tight pants.
Love it.
And it's like, since everyone's talking about my tight pants, I got my tight pants on.
Love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's perfect, man. He's going to be a hipster in Capitol Hill the next thing we know.
Exactly. Perfect.
So we're talking to Ryan Rowland-Smith, and Ryan, you used that L word. You used the word the lockout, and I'm an old time fan, and I remember, man, a lockout one time really it destroyed a season almost, and also lost a lot of fans. Tell me, where are we with this? It's not going to come to something like that, is it?
I hope not, man. This is what drives me nuts. Couple things. I mentioned this earlier. The fact that Major League Baseball, 50% of these teams can go into these rebuilds. And we saw this at the trade deadline in 2021 where teams were just selling off. It's like, oh, this is the best trade deadline ever. Well, kind of no, because all these teams are just trying to get rid of these players and just drop their payroll and all and everything else. So, but Major League Baseball has an issue on their hands. The fact that it's a incentivized way to cut your payroll, go dark for 3 or 4 years and rebuild. They have to change that structure. I think, too, and when you're talking about the lockout, it is different to a strike. I will say the silver lining here is if it was a situation where the players were striking, that could feed into the season in a bad way. I think that the timing of this right now in the beginning of December is nice. If this was a situation going on into spring training, man, baseball, this is not 1994 anymore. When they had the strike in 1994, it ruined baseball. And BJ, you mentioned, you're an avid baseball fan and you hated everything else. It's 2021 right now. I mean, people have way more other things, 1,000 things to watch on TV, all different kinds of sports and stuff, distractions. No one's got an attention span anymore. It's not if the players are thinking to themselves, oh, we have to hold strong here, and the owners or whatever, and we can afford to cut into the season. I mean, they're dead wrong, because baseball will really struggle after this if this continues into the season. So just to explain, for some of your listeners, if you don't quite know what's going on, the collective bargaining agreement, basically the owners and the players have to both agree to a set of rules on the field, off the field, with making sure, that the players are getting paid and everyone agrees and everything else. Well, it's been coming to a head for the last couple of years, and I really think the COVID season last year, they had a chance to play around 90 games. And the players said, yep, we're good to go. And the owner stalled. And that was the icing on the cake for this to get to where it's at now. I think that really destroyed the relationship big time when they just played that 60-game season. That was just like this will do us. So I don't like the fact everyone's kind of just casual. Oh, there's going to be a lockout. Yeah, but if this goes into March, man, we're in. It's not going to be fun. That's for sure.
Yeah, boy, and it really does suck for for Mariners fans where finally we have something where we really think, wow, we're not going dark. We're actually out of the rebuild to the point where we're competitors now. And it's an interesting concept, Ryan. The way baseball does its business and compensates people as opposed to other sports. And here's the deal: we will talk to you again. Hopefully, we'll talk to you before spring training. But if we don't talk to you before spring training, not spring training, I should say opening day. If we don't talk to you, then we will get you opening day because we need to set the mojo right again. Steve and I realize it might be us. It was us that we get it.
Oh, we're sorry, Mariners fans. That's for sure. But we also got to pick your brain. It seems like there's going to be probably more acquisitions that are going to happen. There's all these rumors of guys like Chris Bryant and Trevor Story that some people believe might be coming to Seattle. So hopefully we'll have more players to talk about. And then we didn't even get to talk about Adam Frazier, but that is another good pickup by the Mariners too.
Adam Frazier do you notice how he got pushed aside because of Robbie Ray's pants? Do you notice how that happened early in the conversation?
The pants really are the big story.
A couple things. Oh, sorry, Adam Frazier. Hey, listen, we'll get to him. But hey, a couple things. First of all, I don't think the Mariners are done by any means. I think it helps with the recruiting phase when you're talking about getting a big offensive player or something like that when they do go out and get Robbie Ray. Another thing, too, like I said, man, the last time we spoke at the end of September, which I was very happy about. It has been since 2009. I sat there every morning. I woke up and said, they haven't called me, Amanda, my wife. I'm like, are they going to call me again? It's my favorite radio station. Come on, guys. Opening day, I'm holding you to that.
Yeah, it's you know what? We're turning this around. Steve and I realize the error of our ways. We are bad friends. You tell your wife that, please, because we don't want to be on her bad side. Look, we love you, but we don't want to be on her bad side. So tell her, we're really bad friends. But we're turning the corner. We're turning over a new leaf. And because we love talking to you, so we will have you on more, Ryan. Because I love baseball, and I'm happy. It looks like the Mariners are indeed now considered competitors as opposed to what they have been considered. And I'm excited to put the word out because it's the most beautiful ballpark in the league. I mean, many people say that, and now we've got a product that is that's very, very exciting. And again, Kyle Lewis didn't even play last season, so I mean, it's just like it's so exciting. Plus defense, it looks like, Adam, an all-star second baseman, and then we already have, a Gold Glove shortstop, and we got Evan White. We got, so defense and great pitching. This is going to be a team that is going to frustrate a lot of other teams, I think, where they're used to scoring runs, and they won't be able to against this team, and that's exciting.
Yeah, and one thing that gets overlooked, and I won't keep you guys too long, but one thing that does get overlooked, when you talk about in the years past, go back 10 years ago or 5 years ago, whatever, whenever there was a year, it was like, hey, this team's actually going to be quite good this year. This roster looks like it's built out, just all the things that you said. There was never that strong farm system underneath them. There was never that depth in AA and AAA. And you might sit there and go, well, who cares about some of these minor league guys? No. When you look at the formula for all these teams that have gotten to the postseason, when you're talking the Cubs rebuild, when you're talking the Houston Astros creating that little mini dynasty they had there, before they started banging on drums. When you talk about the Kansas City Royals, all these organizations that had that massive foundation of just stud after stud after stud coming up. Oh, who's this guy? Who's this guy? And by the way, just on back on Adam Frazier, got to give him some love. He is a stud too. He gets overlooked. They gave up nothing to get him. That's the best part because they're just so loaded in the minor leagues. It's great.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. A good farm system and what we got going on, it's very, very encouraging. And Hyphen, we love talking to you, brother. We are going to do it again. And listen, I'm telling you right now, you know where I live. You know how to text me. Just torment me and go, dude. You promised. Don't let me down. Don't get my wife mad. I mean,
Dude, I'm thinking to myself because I came over to watch those playoff games at your place. I'm like, oh man, I think it was your place or wherever it was. I'm like, man, did I bring the wrong snacks or did I talk too much? What did I do? I'm not getting the call back.
I'm a very bad friend. I really, really am. There's no doubt about it.
You didn't flush. That's the problem, man. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, exactly. No. I knew it.
Yeah,
just admit it.
It was that. You know what? And you know what? I owe you a lunch. That's for sure. We should probably talk about that. It's something. I got to do something. I got to mea culpa. So we'll figure this out. Yeah, because actually, I would love to get together and chat with you. So we should definitely do a lunch, no doubt about it. And we will have you back on. Steve is here. He's heard me. I've got the hand in the air. I'm swearing on a stack of something.
I appreciate that.
Tight pants.
Yeah, I'm a stack of tight pants and a new CBA. That's what I'm swearing on. Tight pants and a new CBA that will do this. All right, man. Ryan. Oh, man. Ryan, thank you so much for being with us. Don't forget, tweet him at -18, Ryan Roland Smith. Don't forget his podcast. It's called The Top Step with him and Grant Balfour. New episode was out yesterday. And, of course, Roots Sports. He gives you all the great inside stuff about what's going on with the Mariners. Ryan, we love you, brother.
Always a blast, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care. Man. Oh, Steve, I'm a bad friend. This is, what are you going to do?
Buy him like a tin of popcorn and let's
from Smith. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right. That would cure a lot of stuff.
Same last name.
Yeah. Oh, good call.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, then it comes to the house. His wife will see it and taste it. It's tasty, and she'll think better of us. Good call.
She's going to try to tell him not to call us again because it's getting kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is?
Yeah, she's going to be like, this guy, he now wants you to come over all the time. He's calling you. Maybe it was for the best that you didn't talk to those dudes.
She has no idea. He has no idea. She's absolutely right. We're probably going to be like, we're going to be invading his poor life. It's not good. It is time, though, for listeners on the loose. This is where you get to pick the topic. You get to guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What do you want to talk about? We got your calls and texts at 938.
Hey, you got something to say? I got something to say. They're wild, rabid, and on the loose. This is Listeners on the Loose.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. And when we put you in the spotlight, make sure you follow Steve's rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ, and that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, you shall be gonged. And then we'll have to say goodbye to you.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Nathan in Seattle. Nathan, you are on the Rock.
Good morning, BJ. How you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. Welcome to the show. What you got for us, buddy?
Well, I'm just driving around all over the Puget Sound. Did you get my pictures I tweeted to you about that vessel I was salvaging couple weeks ago?
Boy, oh boy. Don't know if I did or not, to be honest with you, Nathan.
Is that a euphemism for a dong picture? If so, yes, we did get it, and it was impressive.
No, I was doing a salvage project for a retired veteran over in the Hood Canal. And wouldn't you know, Department of Natural Resources wasn't exactly moving very fast.
All right, so
I got the boat pulled up and got it secured safely, notified the Coast Guard and let them have it. So I'm actually on my way to DIT this morning to go talk to a former instructor of mine.
I don't even know what that is.
Are we talking about the same thing? I
have no idea.
Now.
All right, so
because we don't get pictures on our text line.
It's Drivers Institute of Technology here in North Seattle.
There we go. All right. I know Rev is shaking his head right now, Nathan. Apparently you're not doing what he said you were supposed to be doing. He's not happy with you right now.
I apologize, Rev. So what I talked to Rev about, what I was going to talk to you about is just some of the things I'm doing over here in the Puget Sound and doing a lot of ecological research and marine biology research.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was on the radio a couple weeks ago when I was at the Pacific Marine Expo talking about kelp forests and all that, the problems that we have in our Puget Sound waters as well as all across the globe.
All right.
I've been doing a lot of studying, and I've been at this game trying to catch up on 30 years of R&D in the last 6 months, and I'm making pretty good strides.
All Nathan. Oh, Nathan. And Rev is not happy. Rev, would you like to be a post-game analyst?
No,
Rev, what did you think he was calling?
He was calling about diving and doing stuff in the Puget Sound. And
nice.
This guy has been. I know that I'm communicating with him on Facebook. I know
let's
that.
keep it that way.
Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, man, I'd love to tell you about stuff." I go, "Well, listeners on the loose, give us a call if you get through." Boom. So he got through. So he was able to convince Rev, "Hey, let's go." And then it did not go well. Sorry, Nathan. You know what? It's between Ryan Roland Smith and Nathan Steve, it's not been my day, has it?
Sometimes that'll happen. Somebody wanted to hope him for a little bit of a shout out. They sent us a message, said, "Hey, BJ, my dad, Brian Aker, has been a huge fan of you and BJ Makes Podcast for as long as I can remember. He just started listening with his Navy buddies when he was stationed in Bremerton or Whidbey Island.
Cool.
We've moved around a lot because of the Navy and now live in San Diego, and listening to your podcast is still a huge part of his routine. He loves you guys. He just cracks up all the time listening to you. Been trying to figure out the best Christmas gift for him, and I think he would absolutely love it if you guys gave him a shout out and said, 'Hi, Brian Aker, Merry Christmas,' or something during a podcast."
Oh, you ready?
If there's any way you can make that possible, please let me know, and thanks for your consideration. And that, again, is from Haley.
Oh, Haley Aker and Brian Aker. Well, you know what?
My Venmo is at I'm Steve Miggs for $69.69. I will do that, no problem.
Oh, is this like your cameo situation?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Okay, that's a pretty good price for a cameo. I'll just charge 69 cents. I feel like I don't have as much of a draw.
That's usually what I charge on my Venmo.
Yeah.
It's always funny when random listeners send me 69 cents because I joked about it once, and I'm like, that is the funniest thing ever.
That is awesome. Brian Aker. First of all, your daughter Haley's awesome because she knows you and knows what you love. And thank you so much for, even though you're living in another city, you still spend time with us, listening to us on the podcast. Brian, you rock, man. Have a great holiday season.
Give it out a shout.
Brian Aker, everybody, the greatest radio listener in San Diego. How's that?
Boom.
That's cool.
Hi, Brian Aker. You're the best.
Yeah. Happy
Actually,
Christmas.
I guess he's listening on the podcast.
Brian, Rev, would you like to say anything to Brian Aker?
Yeah, I think you should.
Hi, Brian.
Nice.
Okay, wow, that was very eventful. Danny, any holiday wishes for Brian Aker?
Happy Christmas.
Fun fact, I think we saw once Danny in San Diego skateboarding with Brian Aker.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
We used to do it all the time in Bremerton when we were stationed there.
Oh, right, yeah, that's a good point.
They were part of the Half Pipe Posse.
Yeah.
The HPP.
You know what? You say that 3 times fast, sir. and I guarantee you and Ted will be going against the FCC.
Hey, big exciting news that I need to break to everybody.
Wait, bigger than Robbie Ray being pitching for the Mariners? What's bigger than that?
Putting a lot of coats on some children, BJ, because our Coach for Kids, I've been paying attention to it because I was like, wouldn't that be awesome if in about a day's time we could hit $10,000? And BJ, we have hit $10,084 on Coach for Kids. Thanks to people like Jenny Carucci, who just donated $50. That anonymous person, again, $200.
That anonymous.
You say great name. How about this name? Pickle and Chicken Jackman.
Nice.
They donated $50.
Pickle and Chicken Jackman. You're right.
I hope they're doing it for their pets or something like that. But if there's a person out there named Pickle, you're my favorite person.
I was thinking that might be like a random store.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Somebody call Hugh Jackman and tell him that, you know what? People have better names than him.
I would
Pickle
eat
and
there.
Chicken are much better names.
I would eat there all day long. Spicy chicken sandwich, some nice pickles on it.
Oh,
Okay.
put it in my belly.
Yeah.
All right. Put the pickle in Steve's belly. That's what he wants.
Jackmans, they know what's up.
They do know what's up. Thank you very much. $10,000 on in a day for Coach for Kids is fantastic. We're trying to get to $50,000 in celebration of our 50th anniversary. Yeah, it's a lofty goal, but we thought, why not give it a shot? Because it is for the children.
It seems more believable now.
Yeah, wow. Thank you, Rockaholics. That's just tremendous.
Who's that new pitcher for the Mariners? If he wants to endear himself with the community, he needs to take a couple dollars out of that $100 million or whatever he's got in his back pocket.
It's going to be tough to get it out of the tight pants, but I think he can get it done.
That's probably why Robbie Ray has tight pants for that reason.
Yeah. Well, this is great, man. Thank you so much. Getting a coat on a kid is so important this time of year when, we're all being with our families, getting gifts and having a great time, thinking that there's going to be a kid that doesn't have a coat to wear to keep warm. You're making that a possibility. That's fantastic.
And now it's at $10,400.
Go to KISW.com, Coach for Kids, presented by Palace Law. Just thank you so much.
Also, while you go to KISW.com and you click on the link for Coach for Kids, right at the top, there's the music video for us attempting to perform the Kinks' Father Christmas.
Oh, the video is out.
Yes.
Oh,
it's funny though, because yesterday we played the song, this morning we played the song, and everyone's like, Steve, don't quit your day job with those vocals. And I'm like, I didn't even sing on the song. Why am I getting made fun of for my vocal performance? And I kept like hearing it over and over and over. And then finally I'm watching the video because I'm like, did I sing on the song? And I don't remember it because there's like the third verse kind of sounds like me. And
you don't remember.
And I don't remember. Dude, who knows anymore? I know I played the drums. I remembered that much. But I was like, maybe I did some like scratch tracks and they decided to keep them. But it's Ted singing, but he kind of sounds like me.
Oh, right. Yes. You and Ted have the same vocal ability. That is true.
So I want to be like, Ted, bad news and good news. The bad news is everyone thinks your singing is terrible. The good news is everyone thinks it's me that's singing it.
Oh, dude, when they told me all I have to do is William Shatner my part, I was like, oh, I am so off the hook. I love this.
Yeah.
I just had to do a dramatic reading, and I didn't have to sing. It was fantastic.
Super fun, man. And someone was just like, the hell, don't quit your day jobs. I'm like, none of us are quitting our day jobs. Like, we're just having some fun. And it's just to really raise some awareness for an incredible cause, which is Coach for Kids. And thanks to everybody that was a part of it. You know, obviously, it was a blast to just like have everybody from the station singing and performing, playing sleigh bells and Thrill on the bass. And then our friends Glenn Cannon and Kyle Court, they jumped in on some of the instruments. And massive shout out to Don Gunn, who helped mix and put it together. And Mike Squires, of course, who is the reason why we did it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The video is great.
Super fun.
If you haven't seen the video yet, I mean, it looks really awesome. And I want to be clear, Steve, you're saying that we posted this video on social networks and there was negative response?
A little bit, of course.
Really?
No, honestly,
wow,
not on the social network.
For social,
on the text line, because the text line goes even darker.
Oh,
you don't know that, but it does.
Oh, God, the text line. Why would I wouldn't put anything on the text line. You're right. The dregs of the universe sometimes show up on the text line.
There's a reason why you don't have the login information for the text line, DJ.
You're absolutely right.
You would be arguing with people all the time.
Yeah, I would probably have been fired because I know I would have probably went over the line on the text line. So thank you for not giving me that. All right, there's a big question that's to be answered. We've gotten a lot of good news, but now we have a mystery that needs to be solved. What do Ryan Castle and a minivan have in common? Well, I'll tell you. At 9:51 on The Rock.
And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a minivan have in common?
Is the answer soccer moms?
No.
Oh, yeah.
You know it.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ryan Castle, he's got it going on.
Mm-hmm. Text lines, of course, someone says Steve has ridden in both. That's two. Another person says Steve has owned both at one point. I never owned Ryan.
Oh, you never owned
a
Ryan?
minivan, though.
I did.
When I first met Steve, he was driving a minivan. That's true.
So are you saying you just leased Ryan? Was it like a 3-year lease? So you didn't own him? It was just
Yeah, it was a rent to own.
Oh, okay.
It was more of a borrow situation.
Oh, yeah. That something borrowed, something blue. That makes sense.
Oh, Steve's wife said she would be embarrassed to be in either with him.
Wow. There's a lot
to unpack in that one there, Texter.
Yeah, it sure is.
She doesn't like. She said she would never. She said if I ever got another minivan, she would never go inside of that thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a break on that. I'm gonna have to really think about that whole situation there. Hey, we got a 25-year-old guy near Chicago. His name is Jordan, and yeah, he got arrested last week. And in his mugshot, he's got some crazy green hair and a Tesla face tattoo. Yes, he's got the Tesla logo tattooed under his left eye. So apparently, he's a fan. And, the thing is, he doesn't own a Tesla, but he does own a minivan, a 1992 GMC Safari, which I own.
He has the coolest mullet ever.
Yeah, he looks amazing. This guy really does. Wow. He did flip his minivan, unfortunately, but he's okay. Everybody's okay. And the tattoo is okay. That's important.
Great.
Ryan Castle, he's more excited about his 12-pack, and that's next.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? And that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all three of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
You know, I'm glad we can take this time for ourselves.
I know, me too. It's nice going on new adventures, experiencing new things, and creating new memories again. I missed you when you seemed lost in your gambling.
Well, I'm back and ready to visit new places and see new sights. Oh, and try new foods.
Yes, new foods.
If gambling is creating a problem for you, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org.